back to McLovin Garage. Appreciate you being here. Today is a great day because I've got a new car I want to show you. So this has been in the works for a little while. As you guys know, if you will follow my Instagram, which is McLovin Garage, check out some projects and pictures there. I wanted to sell a couple of my older rides. I sold my 65 Suburban, the green one with the white top, and I sold my 65 Fury Wagon. Both of those sold this last month, and I've been looking for a car to do some autocross racing with. I started out looking for Camaros. I was looking at Pontiac Firebirds. I was looking at Novas, mostly Chevy stuff. I did look, that's not true. I did look at a Valiant, several Valiants. A Duster was on the list, and but mostly Dodge and Chevy. And a couple days ago, used to be a neighbor of mine, a guy that I've done some Gambler 500 stuff with. His name's Eric. Posted on his Facebook page, hey, anybody interested in this car? It was my dad's. I'm going to sell it, and I don't want to deal with marketplace people, right? As we all know, that can be fun to navigate. And so he posted it on there, and I was like, oh my goodness, that looks like that might do the trick. It's a type of car that I've had before. Actually, I've had five of them, but I've never had one of this variety in this series, and it worked out. I went over, we made the deal, and I brought it home today. So today's Saturday, the 27th of January, and so I'm going to walk you around it and show it to you. Are you ready to see it? This is what I bought. It is a 1999 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra. It is a one-owner car. It was owned by my friend's dad since he bought it new, just a few miles from where we live. It's got just under 32,000 original miles, and it is a convertible, which I have never owned. I've owned 5 Mustangs. This will be number 6, but I've never owned a convertible. And I've also never owned a Cobra version of the Mustang. So 99 was the first year of the new generation, or the next generation Mustang. It's when they went to this more angular body style from the more roundy body style. And what's interesting about this car is that they had a recall on it right out of the gate. It was advertised to make 320 horsepower and 317 foot-pounds of torque out of the all-aluminum 4.6 liter V8. It's a 5-speed manual, and they quickly found out that it wasn't making the advertised horsepower. So Ford recalled them all and either put a new intake manifold on them, or had the intake manifold polished and some work done on the intake manifold, because that was where they found there was a restriction. They put a new set of catback exhausts on them. This is the first year that that Mustang had independent rear suspension. They were just in the Cobra cars, and how they had routed it through the IRS was causing a restriction, so they put new exhaust on it, and they reflashed the computer. So it had 3 things done. There's a tag underneath the hood. I'll show it to you here in a minute, where they did all of those things, reflashed it, new intake and new exhaust, and it was then again rated at the 320 horsepower, which for 99 was pretty good considering the GT made about 260 horse. These engines were built by hand by the SVT guys. There's actually names on the valve cover, either initials or names of the guys that built the engine, which I'm going to get to as well because there's a neat parallel on that. So anyway, got a good buy from my buddy. The day before I bought it, his wife, actually the same day that I went to look at it, his wife took it for a drive. She had never got to drive it because it was his dad's car. Sadly, he passed away from cancer, which is why the car was for sale. And when she took it out for a drive, it blew this passenger side front tire. The tires had been on it since 2009, and it was due for some new rubber. So I took it right down to the tire shop today. I got some new Continental Extreme Contact Sport tires on it in 245/40/17. The factory ones were, I believe, either 255 or 245/45/15, so a little shorter sidewall, and I'll explain that in a minute why I did that. And new tires, and here it is. So there's the exterior. As I've been talking, we've been walking around it. Kind of interesting. I love the Cobra front end with the round fog lights on the bottom. It's got the no honeycomb in the grill. The grill is open with just the running horse. It is a convertible. This is the first time I've ever owned a convertible. Here's the inside. Super clean. It's got the white face gauges. That was something they did on the Cobras. It says Cobra in the middle of the steering wheel. And it is just factory original. Nothing's been changed. Nothing's been messed with. It is just all factory. There's the 5-speed. It does have a tape deck and the CD player, and actually it looks like, oh yeah, it's got his name down there on a plaque, the name of the gentleman who bought it new. Very clean inside. It's got the Mach 460 sound system, which at the time was their premium package. Let's pop the trunk, shall we? Trunk is clean. I just put the spare tire back from getting the tires changed. Needs a bath. It's raining here in Oregon, obviously. This was built by the special vehicle team over at Ford. Get the hood popped here. The engine bay is a little dirty. I would like to have it detailed and polished. It doesn't look like it's ever been messed with. Looks like it's got a new idler pulley here. That looks new. But yeah, all aluminum, 32 valve, 4.6 liter. Cobra logo on the intake. So I get over there to look at the car, and I like what I see when I first see it. Again, it is clean relative to the dirt that's on the outside, but clean as far as original, straight, not a lot of some scratches, like typical wear from a 99. And he pops the hood for me. He pops the hood, and like I was saying earlier, these motors were built by SVT guys. Look like hand built, and then their either initials or name was put on the valve cover. So let me show you that. So those are the guys that put this engine together. If you'll notice, the one on the left says RPM. Oddly enough, those are my initials. My initials are RPM, which maybe explains why I'm a gearhead. And it's stamped on the front of this engine. So at that point, between getting it for a reasonable price because it's a friend, my initials are on the engine, it was kind of sealed the deal for me as far as this is the car I wanted. And the nice thing about this car is, yes, it's a convertible, and a lot of people are like, well, why would you race a convertible? They're not as stiff as a hardtop car. You're right, they generally are not. But this is an independent rear suspension car, which is not normal for the Mustangs of this year. It was just the Cobras that had it. It's got the higher output engine, the 320 horse. It's a 5-speed. I found a channel on YouTube called Warhorse Racing, and he races a GT convertible. There's lots of ways to stiffen them up and make them handle well. And actually, I think they handle well right out of the box, to be honest with you. And I wanted to start autocross racing on a baseline of a stock car. So when I was looking for cars, I didn't want one that had a supercharger. I didn't want, I mean, unless it was stock. I didn't want one that had been messed with and cams and, you know, different transmission or different rear gears or different suspension, because I wanted to start at the baseline of autocross, which is street class. This qualifies in F Street because it's a Cobra. I'll start obviously as a novice because I've never done it before, but it'll start in a class that is completely for stock cars. I don't have to throw a bunch of money at this to make it competitive. I can race in a class that is stock. And that was what I wanted. I wanted to start at the baseline of autocross. I want to make some videos of racing this car as a stock car, not a stock car as in race car, but stock, not modified car. And so that's what I'm going to do with this machine. So I'm going to race it in some autocross. So I got some sticky rubber on it in a lower sidewall. And what I was talking about earlier is I shrank the sidewall. I got in contact with some folks that already race autocross, and they said if the sidewall is a little bit shorter, it has a less tendency to roll over, where the tire kind of rolls on the sidewall. And so that was suggested. So it looks a little bit funny because the car could use probably to be lowered a little bit. But again, I can't do that in the class of autocrossing that I want to do. So it's going to stay just like it is. I want to just do some checks on it. I want to have the suspension looked at and make sure everything's safe. And then I want to race it stock. There are a few things I can do in F Street. I can change the exhaust as long as it's cat back. I can put a different shift knob on the car, but I can't put a short throw shifter, which I would like to do eventually. I can make some other minor changes, nothing major to affect the stockness of the car. So that's, like I said, I don't plan to do anything. I plan at some point to put exhaust on it. I can change the filter, but I can't change how it breathes. So like the stock airbox has to stay. So it really is a stock car class, which is what I wanted to start in. So if you have any questions for me, put them down in the comments, or if you have any, if you own one of these cars and what you think of it, or if you don't like Mustangs, I get it. I've got several buddies who would rather not see me in a Mustang and see me in something American, kind of like, I don't know, my brother who's got a 2022 Rapid Blue SS with a 6-speed, or my dad who's got a Corvette parked in there, a 2016 with the Z51 performance package. Yep, they're GM guys, and I'm over here with the Ford. Although there's a Ford there that my dad owns, but we'll overlook that. But yeah, this is the car. So cool. Some other cool things that came with the car. It's got a plastic cover that's getting wet right now. Came with the cover. So he got some money off some service for putting these license plate frames on, but these are the ones he had on originally, which I really like. These kind of just plain black ones. It had some service done recently. It had the spark plugs replaced. It had the brake fluid flushed, oil change. That was about 5 months ago, so it has had some recent service. But like I said, I want to take it in and get the suspension looked at. I know that sometimes the suspension bushings in the IRS can, especially after 25 years, could probably use some maintenance. And I just want to make sure that it's safe to go out and race. So should be fun. I've already signed up. I've got 4 or 5 races that I signed up for this next year down in Eugene. It's with a group called Emerald Empire Sports Car Club down in Eugene. Looking forward to racing with those guys. If any of you see this, I hope to race with you guys soon. And otherwise, it's just going to be a fun car. I've got a work truck. I don't have to drive this every day, which is why I was okay with the convertible. I've got a spot in the garage for it, so it's not going to be out in the weather other than today when I picked it up. And other things I got with it, I got, and I'll show you, I've got a couple boxes of cool swag that came with the car new. This is super cool. It came with a leather jacket. You can see the SVT Cobra on there, which is awesome. And the jacket has the VIN number and the limited edition. And this was part of, I don't know if he purchased this with the car or if it came with the car. I don't know the answer to that. But it comes with this jacket. Unfortunately, it's a large, and I am not a large, so it'll just get to sit on a shelf in the house, or hung up in the house. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'll show you the other things that came with it. Like I was talking about when we were looking at the car, here's all the stuff that came with the car. Kind of some extra swag. I showed you the leather jacket. Came with this box here with the 35th anniversary logo on it. Came with these 3 CDs, Mustang Born to Run music collection from the 60s, music collection from the 70s, and then a music collection from the 80s and 90s. It came with this 35th anniversary edition CD case, 35th anniversary Mustang sticker, 35th anniversary keychain, and then it came with this book, the Mustang Chronicles. It's got from the beginning of the Mustang up through 99 when this was purchased, an opportunity to buy some other things. It looks like this is maybe another Cobra jacket here, but that's pretty cool. And then this box here, welcome to the family, some reference guide and for the different controls, some black touch-up paint for the car. But yeah, this is the goodies that came with the car as well. So I just thought I would show you that. It's pretty neat, all the neat stuff that came with this car in addition to just the car itself, the leather jacket, the CDs, the book. It's pretty neat. So there it is. But all in all, just a super clean car. Just under 32,000 original miles, one owner. The only thing that's not stock is the tires at the moment. And I've got a few things that I want to do. Like I said, I'll probably tint the windows. I want to put a catback exhaust on it so it's a little bit louder. Yeah, just a few little things to spruce it up, make it my own without taking away too much of the originality. And I plan to race it in F Street on Autocross, at least initially, probably for this season. See how well it goes, see how good I do driving, and then make some modifications to suspension and wheels and tires, and I really don't plan to do much to the engine. I maybe a cold air intake and like an X pipe or something on the exhaust. I don't know. You let me know in the comments what you would do if it was your car, but I'm going to keep it stock. I'd love to have the paint polished and buffed. It's got some scratches and some other stuff that could really use to be worked on. And yeah, that's the car. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm going to enjoy this thing stock for now. I know that's hard to say, stock for now. We'll see how long that lasts, and then we will go from there. So I really don't want to change what class it's going to be in. That's ultimately my biggest thing, is that I want to race it in a stock class, see how it does, see how it stacks up against other cars in a stock class, and see how well I drive. And then once I get some time under me and some races in under my belt, I can start modifying it. So if you like Mustangs, welcome. If you don't, I'm sorry. That's what I chose. I got a decent buy on it, and it's too nice not to pass on. Like I said, I've had 5. I had a 98. Well, this is 6. I've had a 90. No, I'm sorry. I had a 96 V6 with a 5-speed, 2002 GT, which had some work done. 05 GT also had some work done. I had done a lot of it. 09 GT that had been wrecked, and I didn't know that before I bought it, so I didn't have that one long. And I had a 15, which is here on the channel, a green one that was super cool, Coyote engine, and now the 99 Cobra. So this is number 6 on my Mustang list, and one of the cooler ones I've ever owned, being a Cobra, low miles, one owner, just a neat car. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it very much. If you wouldn't mind, please like and subscribe. Welcome to the channel if you're new. And if you've been here for a while, thanks for following along. Really appreciate the support, and look forward to making some more content with this car out racing. Have a good one.